We're here at the Ukraine protest in Dealey Plaza, trying to make America great again. Make America great again!
You look ridiculous.
Wait, what?
You look ridiculous.
You look ridiculous. You're out here protesting for who?
Look
Ukraine? Look at America.
What a moron.
Look about people struggling. You're a moron.
What a
Zelensky
moron.
is wasting money. Trump's trying to protect America. You care about a corrupt government. Nobody cares about Ukraine. Guys, make America great again. Nobody cares about Ukraine. Ukraine's stealing our money. Ukraine's stealing our money. You guys are delusional. You guys are delusional. Guys, there's people here in America that are struggling. People here are struggling. We don't need to give Ukraine any more money. We don't need to give Ukraine any more money. Make America great again. Make America great again. Let's go. Make America great again. What's going on, officer?
Mine have back across the street.
What can I say here? What?
It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Make America great again, everybody. Make America great again. Let's go. Ukraine is money laundering. You guys are delusional. Millions of people are dying. Millions of people are dying for no reason. Make America great again. You guys are delusional. Make America great again. Trump rules, Trump rules, Trump rules, Trump rules. MAGA, 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 MAGA. We love Trump. We love Trump. MAGA. No more money laundering. MAGA. MAGA. MAGA for life. MAGA for life. We love Trump.
We will not be silent. No peace, no tolerance. We will not be silent.
MAGA, 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 MAGA. We love it. These guys are delusional. They want to give more money to Ukraine while Americans are struggling to pay their bills. We are done giving free handouts to countries that don't care about us. We care about Americans that are struggling. Vets here in America deserve better care than Ukrainians like Vladimir Zelensky, who's laundering money. These people are delusional. They hold this sign, they don't even know what they're holding it for.
I can't believe it. What's your name?
MAGA! Primetime 99, MAGA King! We love Donald Trump!
Social?
We love Donald Trump!
Hey, what's your social so I can
That's
follow
it,
you?
Primetime Stein.
Primetime
We
Stein?
love MAGA. You love Donald Trump? Why not? You want to give more money to Ukrainians when Americans are struggling?
No, cutting all, busting them all, cutting everything off, cutting all agencies
Yeah,
off.
but $300 billion when there's vets that are struggling
No,
here?
that's a made up number. Must made those numbers up.
You know that there's government corruption, but what about the people struggling? Don't you believe that we should have better social services than Ukrainians? Don't you think that our money should go to help American citizens and not Ukrainian citizens?
Nah, I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and pick it.
Because he's delusional. He'd rather give money to foreigners.
I know.
Yeah, because he can't debate it. They won't debate because they can't debate their point.
When USAID buys corn, what country do they buy it from?
Yes, but you know Vladimir Zelensky is laundering money, and Americans are struggling right now, so
What
they don't
corn
get
was
any
sent
more.
to Zelensky?
We're not here to talk about corn. We're here to
Well,
talk
I
about weapons.
came here to
What
talk
about the
about
hundreds of
corn. Corn was
thousands
the
of
first thing
dollars?
I just
If
said.
Zelensky cared about
Corn was the
Ukrainians,
first thing
he
I
would
just
end
said.
this war. But he's killing hundreds of thousands of people for no reason. Zelensky wants more people to die. These people, they want more people to die in a war, which is sad. That's how delusional these guys are. The only thing we're giving Ukraine are weapons to kill people. They want more people to die. This is sad. People have no care or empathy for human life.
Oink, oink, oink.
Yeah,
oink.
see?
You let
You
them
want
in.
more people to die. What about people here in
What
America?
about the rapists and the fascists? Yeah.
Oh, that's what you call them? Yeah, first of all, it's a corrupt judge. And first of all, Donald Trump is a great president. He's going to save this country, even if you're libtarded like this lady right here. See how libtarded she is?
Well,
See,
you're
that's a
Putin's
libtard.
Putin's puppet.
No, I don't like
Puppet.
Putin. We need to
You're a
save
Putin
people's
puppet,
lives.
bitch.
We need to end the war. These people are all pro-war. It's disgusting. MAGA, 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 MAGA. Yeah, and you're Zelensky's puppet. You're Zelensky's puppet, which is even worse. So, yeah, you're even worse. You're Zelensky's puppet. You're even worse. Guys, make America great again. These people are libtarded and delusional. She's on antidepressants. She's 5 times vaccinated, so she's disconnected with reality. This is a perfect zoo animal of seeing what a libtard looks like in the wild. See, they have the weird bag that they got at a marijuana hemp store. They have ill-fitting waist where they have a lot of visceral body fat around their stomach. And then they have cheap glasses that they get at the same methamphetamine pipe store that they got the purse. So this is what a libtard looks like in the wild. There you go. You get to see it, you know, first-hand account of how delusional all these Ukrainian supporters are. They know that more people are dying for nothing, for no reason. But instead of saving people's lives, they want to kill more people. These people are delusional, and they all look like this libtard. Yeah, so are you for Zelensky. Yeah, see, these people are delusional. They're actually, you know, sick in the brain. So thank you guys for watching.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we got a great episode planned for you this evening. We have Mavericks superfan, an all-around stud to me, a season ticket holder, but he's Mark Cuban's #1 arch nemesis, the one, the only Christopher Taylor. And we also have my girl Prepaid Wireless in the chat as well. Actually, you're not in the chat anymore. You're in the show.
Actually on the couch.
You're on the couch, barely, so don't push your luck. Now, Chris, real quick, I know you're not a super political guy. I don't even know your politics, though. But I want to get into the Mavs, but before we do all this, I actually have to make you sign this waiver before, and you got to read it out loud before we can even actually get going and make a comment. This is our legal department, so if you could read that out loud.
Prime Time with Alex Stein participation waiver. I, Chris Taylor, Taintler.
Is that how you spelled it?
Taintler. Agree to participate in Prime Time with Alex Stein. Assumption of risk. We're going through the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. You gotta read it.
I understand the show involves inherent risk of bodily injury, including but not limited to burns, bruises, beheadings, white women, I'm a fan, and non-white foreigners.
Non-white foreigners. We have a lot of illegal immigrants, yes, are on the show. They are. So as long as you're okay with that, keep reading, please.
Okay. Release of liability. I hereby release and hold harmless Blaze, Alex, and all of his producers, except Jimmy, who still thinks the Luka trade is a good long-term plan?
He thinks that, yes. Jimmy, he went to Princeton. Jimmy's like, well, let's let the, you know, let's see what happens first. You know, he's one of these guys where he honestly thinks that there's no conspiracy and that Nico's just trying his hardest to make the team good.
Wait, the Jimmy that I met earlier?
Yes.
The guy that was so nice to me?
Yes. Yes, he trusts Nico. He's like, why would Nico not know what he's doing? He worked at Nike, he got hired. Yeah, no, he has full, but Jimmy's from Jacksonville, Florida, so he has no, he doesn't care about Dallas. He actually,
that makes sense.
I believe that.
Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. He's from Jacksonville. People from Jacksonville are all kind of screwed up. I mean, let's be real. Jimmy will admit that. Like, Jimmy's really screwed up, and that's from his upbringing. Yep. So, you admit that you're screwed up, Jimmy?
No, 100%.
Yeah, so Jimmy, so we got that. So now we can get into the show. Real quick, Chris, actually, before we get to you, let me get to my baby real quick. Pri, what did you think about that protest, that guy that I was yelling MAGA? I thought that video was a little redundant. We actually might want to edit that down a little bit or maybe add music to it, but that's neither here nor there. That guy that got in my face, what did he do to you yesterday?
The guy with the mask on, the Antifa loser, first came up to me and just had his phone in my face and was just trying to intimidate me, basically. So I just asked him, like, why are you trying to intimidate me with this mask on your face? Like, you're not doing anything. And he's like, oh, this is for evidence later for the cops.
What? Yeah. Evidence for the cops?
I don't know. So then he walked across the street. But I had, like, 2 grown men yelling at me, which is funny because that actually looks kind of gay that you're, like, yelling at a woman over defending another man.
That's true.
It's just, like, very weird. So I don't know. But it was insane. The last 2 weeks, like, the protests that we've gone to have been intense, crazy. I mean, I'm kind of starting to enjoy it a little bit because you've helped me, like, learn how to kind of defend myself or go against these people. So it's nice, like, that I don't feel as scared anymore. Of course, it is scary. Like, I'm worried that someone's going to come up behind me or something crazy like that. But it is nice sometimes to kind of argue with these people because I was quiet for so long just filming.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds kind of weird.
And
but
now you're coming out of your shell. Chris, have you ever been to a protest?
Well, I'll say the first thing about the video that we just watched that struck me is that more people showed up for the Ukraine protest than the Mavs protest.
That's what I was going to say, and that's why I bring that up.
Oh, are you kidding me? That hurts my soul that there was more people at this protest than showed up to the Mavs protest.
Chris, you did a great job. Chris and I were both at the Dallas Mavericks protest. And then do you know who those creators were that brought that casket? Those guys were so
funny.
Those were so funny, those guys.
I don't know who they are, but they're badass and they're legends in Dallas forever.
And you were a superstar at that protest. I know you got interviewed, but real quick for the people playing at home, and you know, I know a lot of our fans aren't in Dallas, so they kind of don't know like the inside baseball with the Mavericks. And we are going to get into the Mavericks. We do need to talk a little bit of politics before, but when it comes to that protest, compare it in contrast with what you just saw and then the Mavericks protest that we were both at.
Well, I showed up at 11:45. Protest was supposed to start at 12. I thought I was going to walk into like hundreds of rabid fans still upset about the Luka trade, the first home game back. And like, no joke, it was like 50 people. And like, nobody was
Tim McMahon, though. You remember Tim McMahon was there looking at us the whole time?
Nobody making any noise. So I immediately got there and just started getting aggressive and riling everybody up and started the chants. And by like 1:30, maybe max, it was like 500 people, 600 people.
Yeah, I was there for about an hour. Like more people as it got closer to game time, but that's only because more fans are going to the game. So that's why it really got bigger. Like for the people that are actually protesting, yeah, I think you're right. It was like 50 to 100 real that were just there to protest. Maybe a little more than 100 that weren't even going to the game. But I thought a lot of the protesters were actually going to the game. Am I right or wrong?
A lot of them were. I mean, yeah. I had friends there that had tickets to the game, friends that got kicked out of that game. And that's the game they were super aggressive with fans. But yeah, I wish that the protest for the Mavericks had the energy that these people had for Ukraine, because it would have been a different day for sure.
It would have been a better day. Now, we're looking at these shots. These people are, you know, I thought, we've been to a lot of protests lately. Recently, we're playing a video tomorrow night of a guy at a city council meeting creeping on you, an elderly man. Yeah. But we go to a lot of these protests. I thought they were actually they were trying to intimidate us, but this one was a little less crazy than like a lot of the ones we go to.
I feel like they weren't as physical. Like you saw the lady hit you with her sign, but they, like the oil protest that we went to almost 2 weeks ago now, they instantly, as soon as you walked in the middle, were pushing you.
They threw coffee on you.
And the same lady threw coffee on me while that cop was just standing there and didn't do anything, of course. But it's just, that was a little bit more calm, I'll say. I think like the men were actually more aggressive than the women.
Yeah, and we're thinking about doing this at the next debate. Actually, we were thinking about doing this I'm doing a debate tomorrow, Chris, and my producer Brandon was going to he has a bunch of Blue Chews, and we're going to give him, once the kids lose the debate, I'm going to be like, here's some Viagra because I know your penis doesn't work. Do you think is that too much to give them boner pills?
We all play our part, you know? We all play our part, we all express ourselves differently, and I'm not against the idea. I'm not against it.
Chris likes it, and Chris is crazy. We need to bring you to one of these protests. And Chris is doing comedy now. If you guys want, everybody needs to go follow his social media. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy your content, you calling out people. So before we get into the Mavs, you got to handle a little business. So last night, Donald Trump had his joint address. I don't even know what a State of the Union, but it wasn't called the State of the Union, but it basically was a State of the Union. And there's some real lowlights from the Democrats, in my opinion. Let's play number one. This is Democrat Al Green going crazy at the start of it. I mean, this guy, the thing just started, and he's out there yelling, similar to how I yell at a city meeting. So I'm kind of empathetic to Al Green. Love that name. Let's play shot number one.
Counties in our country.
Look at him using that cane to point at him. He probably didn't even need that cane. He probably walks fine.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber. Oh, my God. Shut up. This is like Hunger Games or something. This is such a joke. Remove this gentleman from the chamber! So, well, he got his 15 minutes of fame, and there's a great video on Owen Schroyer's Twitter. Everybody needs to go follow, of him confronting Al Green. I think that was a previous confrontation that he had with him, but it's very interesting to see him squirm. So, Chris, what do you think about children that have cancer? Is it sad or is that happy?
Gosh, unbelievable. Like, when I was growing up, it didn't matter what side of the aisle you were on. If a kid with cancer got up, everybody gave him a standing ovation. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if he voted, obviously if it's a kid, they can't vote.
Kid gets a standing ovation, okay?
No matter
It's
what.
the rules. I don't make the rules. That used to be the rules.
Well, the rules have changed. So little DJ, who is our newest sworn member of the Secret Service, he's out there protecting President Donald Trump, and he's going to do a great job. He got a lot of heat and kickback. Now, I think one of these broadcasters, is this a CNN clip of the person saying that he's going to commit suicide?
No, we were going to show the original clip.
Okay, yeah, let's show the original clip of DJ and his dad. We love his dad. His dad's a superstar.
In 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
DJ's more of a man than me. He's got a bigger mustache than me. I would work for DJ. I would let him produce a show. He'd probably be better than Jimmy, though, I think.
A 13-year-old with brain cancer.
Yeah, we'd get more sympathy. We'd probably get more views.
On the right with the pink glasses on. That was Michigan Democrat Debbie Dingell, actually rolling her eyes when President Trump was talking about this child's diagnosis. And few, if any, Democrats stood or clapped.
Not one Democrat stood up and clapped for DJ, who's been bullied in his own community for wanting to even get into law enforcement, considering he comes from a community that oftentimes doesn't like law enforcement. So not only is he an American citizen that's had a very challenging life, to say the least, these people do not want to support him or even clap for him because somebody like Donald Trump is trying to help him and his father out. So let's see what MSNBC, this is pretty crazy. Then I want to get your guys' reaction. Now let's see what MSNBC had to say about DJ.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years.
Well, that
right? And I hope
doesn't make
he lives,
mathematical sense.
and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
I mean, how sick are you in the head to even think about saying something like that? Genuinely.
Chris, what do you think about her saying? I mean, I'm just flabbergasted.
So, I mean, without even saying my political views, I believe in common sense and decency. And like when you hear something like that, there's no common sense, there's no decency, there's no value. It's just, there's such a disconnect. And so it makes it easy to be like, that doesn't make sense, and I don't want to align with that.
I know, and this is a 13-year-old kid that's struggling with a terminal illness. They can't even pretend to support him. You know what I mean? They can't even they have to make it about January 6th. They have to make Trump the villain. They have to say that, oh, well, in this fantasy land, I hope one day he's not having to defend the Capitol against Trump supporters and then has to testify against them and then potentially kill. I mean, they're come up with these whimsical fairy tales in their head to create a narrative, and it's just sick because they're getting mad. What they're going to say is they're going to be like, oh, Donald Trump is using that kid as a prop. Well, first of all, he's trying to help the kid. But second of all, they're the ones that are using the kid as a prop to spread their political messaging about January 6th, which we're all done. We're sick of January 6th. Let's talk about something new. I mean, it's just so annoying. So one last clip.
Let's not forget, though, too, that these are the same people that cried and kneeled for George Floyd.
Well, we like that. I like that. I agree with that. I kneeled for George Floyd.
They can't even bother to be clap, though, for a 13-year-old kid that's surviving brain cancer. It's just, I don't know how much lower these people can go, genuinely. I mean, we see it at the protests all the time, how terrible these people are, but that was really, really bad.
That was bad. And I really just, like I said, it doesn't even matter, like what Chris said, it doesn't matter your political aisle, whether you're right or left. When you see a young kid's got cancer, make a wish. You help the kid make a wish. We don't care who his dad voted for or who his dad supports. Now, Chris, you live in Dallas, or you live in the suburb, you live in the Metroplex, is that correct?
Yep, DFW.
DFW. And so the Dallas Mavericks are actually in this Congresswoman's district. And Jasmine Crockett, who is a friend of the show, friend of mine, future friend at least, she doesn't know that we're friends, she made a very interesting TikTok video, and I believe we had to change the audio for copyright purposes. So let's see Jasmine Crockett.
So it is a different one. This is just her ranting about it. It was right after the speech.
Okay, let's play this one.
He's spewing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts.
See, a lot of people are going to give Jasmine Crockett grief. They're going to say, oh, well, that's not how a congresswoman's supposed to act. They're supposed to act classy. I kind of like that she acts like that. You know what I mean? I don't really like her politics, but I like that she's like, you know, dropping S-bombs. I'm sure she drops N-bombs when she's talking to her friends, obviously not publicly. But I like a woman that, you know, is not afraid to speak her mind, like AOC, my favorite big booty Latina. No offense, Pri. You're my favorite white booty Latina, or you're not Latina, whatever. You're my favorite Irish woman or Scottish, whatever your heritage is. My point is, I kind of like that she's all wide open and wild like that. Chris, what do you think about a woman like that cussing being a congresswoman?
I rock with anybody that is their authentic, true self and speaks their mind, whether I agree with it or not. If you're being you, like, okay. And so that's a problem that a lot of people have with me, is they don't like the energy sometimes, but I'm just being my true, authentic self as much as I can be. And when I see other people doing it, I can rock with that.
I can rock with that. Even though I disagree, I like somebody that's more genuine. So, Pri, I know you like to make fun of Jasmine Crockett's eyelashes, and you like to say that she has a wig and all this stuff.
Fly away.
Yeah.
You can't even see her other eye because it's in her eye. And I just actually would like to add one more thing back to DJ real quick, was that the same Democrats, they couldn't stand for Laken Riley or Jocelyn either, but today, Ayanna Pressley was actually brought in a document saying that this 11-year-old girl unfortunately unalived herself because she was being bullied due to being an immigrant, when in reality she was actually being sexually abused at home.
I know you're that exact example, and they didn't talk about how the child is being sexually abused by their uncle.
So it's just sad that they can't show any type of sympathy or empathy for these families that are obviously going through something that's very tragic. They have no problem defending illegal immigrants. Just not right.
All right, now, do we have the promo video, Jimmy, or is this?
Have the flyer you've been tweeting. The
okay,
graphic.
so guys, tomorrow, if you're watching this and you're in the Dallas area, I will be on campus at University of Texas at Dallas, which is technically in Richardson. I know it's confusing. It's UTD, University of Texas at Dallas, and Richardson, but Richardson's not in the name. It's confusing as hell. I get it, but if you just look up UTD, I'm going to be on campus at noon with a table for Turning Point USA, willing to debate anybody that wants to debate any topic. I don't give a damn. So you better step up and speak up. We're going to have a microphone. We're going to have a camera crew. So if you have the cojones, if you have the courage, I invite you to come out and debate the world's greatest college debater, primetime 99, Charlie Kirt. And yeah, that's what I do. I come here and I debate. And if you enter the debate dome, you might not leave alive. I mean, it's debate or die. And if you're willing to risk your life to debate me, then you are able to have that opportunity tomorrow, 12 noon, in Dallas, technically Richardson, at UTD. So I want to see you guys there. All right, now we got to get into the part of the show that I'm most excited about. I got my boy Chris. Tell us what the hell happened. We got some very, very unfortunate news yesterday about Kyrie Irving's injury was the injury, if I believe right, Monday night, and then we got the news yesterday that he is out for the season. Can you tell us more, Chris?
Oh, I mean, if you were watching the game or you were at the game like I was and you saw the injury, as soon as it happened, you knew that he was out for the season.
His knee went like his knee went behind his leg. His foot and his thigh were in front of his knee is how I would describe it.
Tragic. When I say that the air left the arena, think about all the things that Dallas Mavericks fans have had to endure over the last 5 weeks, and to have that happen the way that it did, him shooting the free throws and crying, and just an absolute nightmare of a situation for Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, and I love Kyrie. Actually, you know how much I love Kyrie? You know, I used to be a flat earther until my friend went down to Antarctica, and now I know the earth is round, but I used to be a Kyrie flat earther because of Kyrie. And I watched his documentary, and now so is the Holocaust real, Jimmy?
You know what? You have to ask Kyrie.
So that's what I'm saying. So Kyrie was wrong about the shape of the earth. I hope he's not wrong about the Holocaust, because I believe a lot of what he said about the Holocaust. So you're telling me now he could be potentially wrong about his documentary, the Holocaust could be incorrect?
Whatever documentary link he shared, whatever
Yeah, he
it
said that there was
could be
only like
incorrect.
100,000 people and ovens were too small or something like that. I remember that part.
You know, Kyrie didn't graduate from Duke, so he might not be good at math.
I thought he went to Texas. Did he go to Duke?
Yeah, for like 3 weeks.
Well, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to go on record and say that I'm a huge Kyrie fan. I love Kyrie. I've probably posted some questionable links to some questionable.
Me too. No, I'm
well.
pro Kyrie.
Bro,
I'm pro Kyrie. And
I'm just
Kyrie,
saying,
obviously, the Holocaust is
love
real.
Kyrie.
I just want to say that the Holocaust is real. That's a joke.
Well, Kyrie's always been the best because he wasn't even allowed to play because he wouldn't get,
Vaccinated, I know. See, he actually stayed strong. So, and Kyrie is such a likable player because when you look at him on the court, and we're so lucky that at least we only got to see him play one game. In our seats, we weren't like
it was
super.
great. It was with the Warriors. So
Yeah, where he got
Curry.
Remember that game? He had that good game after the fact. You were going to go to it, but just got kicked out. It was the game before you got kicked out, or the game after.
It was
you got
the
kicked
day
out.
that my buddy got courtside tickets from
For
Cuban.
free.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into Cuba, but I just want to say this about Kyrie. No, please. You can say whatever. But watching Kyrie play, you see everybody else on the NBA floor 6'10", 6'8". Kyrie's 6'2". He's like the smallest guy out there. Not that he looks small, and he's just kicking everybody's ass. He's just like diving and making layups and making jumps, and he's just such an electrifying player to watch. I hate that over the last 6 weeks, he's led the league in minutes played. And because of those minutes, I saw you arguing with somebody trying to say, well, it wasn't the amount of time that he played the reason that he got injured. False. The more you're in the game, the more likely you are to get injured. So, I mean, was this inevitable, knowing his injury history and knowing that the amount of workload that they were putting on him? Was this inevitable, Chris, in your opinion, that Kyrie was going to get hurt?
All right, let me look so you can see me. This is Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd's fault. You played Kyrie Irving for 40 minutes a night for 6 weeks in an injury-prone Kyrie, and I say that with all due respect. And then he goes down with an injury that many people predicted when talking about the minutes that he's been played. I don't care if you're a medical doctor. I don't care what your background is. There's no way that you can tell me that him playing 40 minutes a night for 6 weeks did not contribute to what happened.
No, you're exactly right. And then now we have information that Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, the player that we traded Luka for, the 32-year-old, once an all-NBA superstar, but let's just be real, he's had a trouble playing. You know, I think your best ability is availability, and his availability has been very sparse. And now they're saying his team has had a meeting and that they're shutting it down for the rest of the year. Is that correct, Chris? Is that the rumor?
I don't know if it's been officially announced yet, but me and a lot of other people called it a month ago when he got hurt, which is he's going to get season-ending surgery. That was going to happen. They delayed announcing it on purpose. They didn't announce it. They wanted to give the fan base a little bit of time so they didn't react. They were already going to shut Anthony Davis down. It's not like they're doing it because of Kyrie. Now they're going to say it's because of the Kyrie injury, and it's not, and don't let the organization continue to lie to you because it's bullshit. They were already going to shut Anthony Davis down. He was already going to have season-ending surgery. It's not because of the Kyrie thing, but now, convenient for them, they're going to say, because of Kyrie, we got to shut AD down too. Bullshit.
It is. And then you saw Luka last night. Luka in the first quarter had 17 points, was on fire for the Lakers. Who now the Lakers, I would say, are the front runners to win the NBA championship. Would you say that?
God, and as much as I'm going to love to see that, what it's going to do to this fan base when they see Luka holding a trophy with
and I had to yell you. I had to cut you off. This is Chris, because you and I are on the same wavelength. The fan base is so stupid, and this is a shot. I'm taking shots. Sometimes I actually don't mean to take a shot. No, I'm trying to take a shot. These are shots fired. Our fan base is so stupid and so meek that we've had this done right in front of our faces, yet we don't have enough courage to actually boycott this franchise. But this is the problem, and this is the 4D chess that they might be playing. They want us to boycott this team, and the reason why I believe that is because, Chris, you as a season ticket holder, the Mavericks just announced that they actually raised season ticket prices 8.6% after trading their franchise player. Now, I know you just said that they actually, in previous years, have raised your season ticket prices, but I can't help but think that this is some sort of way to try to make the fans more mad. Like, wouldn't they lower the prices if they wanted to make, like you, a season ticket holder, re-sign after what they did to us?
Well, yeah, common sense would tell you that, but you've seen in the last 5 weeks, the organization has made no efforts to reach out to the fan base. None. If anything, they've given the fan base one of these. They've made no effort. So I guess it lines up with how they've acted in the last 5 weeks.
It just blows my mind. And what's, well, we only have so much time, but what is a conspiracy? Because I was on my daily walk, and I like to talk, and I was just trying to kind of think, like, what would be Mark Cuban's motivation for even selling the team? Because you remember when they had that kind of sexual abuse scandal? Not that Mark Cuban did anything, but supposedly there were some front office people that had kind of, made some women feel uncomfortable. And it was a big deal. The NBA got mad, and Mark Cuban went above board. He went and did everything he could to try to end any sort of workplace sexual harassment. Like he stuck through it. I have to give him credit because the times were tough. So for him to go through that horrible time in the franchise, you remember that when there was a sexual, I mean, it was just a bad deal. And he stuck with the team then. And now when the Mavericks are finally good, he has Luka, the next Dirk Nowitzki. Like, he sells the team. So why do you think he actually sold the team to the Adelsons in the first place?
Because it was a great business decision.
That's what you think it's just
if you
business,
look at the numbers, and he gets whatever he got, 2-point-something billion or $4 billion.
And he bought the team for like
whatever the number was,
million or something.
And then he still retains 27%, and you know he has casino money on the back end.
Yeah.
You know that he does. It's a great business move. And Mark Cuban has been good at business, and there's areas that Mark Cuban is good at. I love what he's doing with cost plus drugs.
Did you hear the reason? Yeah, you say the drugs. See, I heard the conspiracy. I don't know if this is true, but the cost plus drugs was costing him money, or some of his. Now he's not on Shark Tank anymore, but let's just say Shark Tank investments. Some of the businesses that he invests in, whether it's with Shark Tank or not. One of them, maybe this pharmaceutical company that he has, was not doing well financially, and that he needed to sell the team to get capital for one of his businesses. Have you heard that?
Well, there's for years there's been speculation that he lost his ass in crypto.
He lost in crypto.
Yes.
Wow. See, everybody wins in crypto, it seems like, if you're an early adopter, but he lost.
So there was some company a year or two ago that was sponsoring something for the Mavs. That company, I can't remember what it was, but if you did the research, you could find it. And so, I mean, again, it's just rumor, speculation. But for at least, I want to say 2 years, people have been like, yo, Cuban lost his ass in crypto.
Yeah, because that's the only way he would sell the team. Like, the cachet of being the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, that's what he wanted. Anybody can have money, but there's a certain cachet. You're an owner of a team. You get this certain respect. You get this, you get interviewed. And not that Mark Cuban is already famous, but he obviously likes the publicity. So him giving up that ownership, it just seems like something that he would not want to do, like, if he didn't have to.
And they tried to act like he was still involved in basketball operations. But as I said in the video that Mark Cuban saw that made him not want to talk to me after the incident.
He said, fuck you. What did he say? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then I went live after I got out of the arena, after I got kicked out because he was cursing at me. And then I did a video where I was like, you don't run shit in Dallas anymore. Clearly, you have no pull in the organization. It's obvious. If Luka gets traded like that, you pull zero weight in Dallas, Mark Cuban. None. It's obvious. So how are you telling fans how they can act and what they can do? You don't run shit. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the hell up. Now, the fans are definitely not happy. The Mavericks, I think we already played full screen 6 Western Conference standings, but the Mavericks are currently in 10th place. They've lost our superstar, our franchise player, our new franchise player, and we have Anthony Day-to-Day Davis on the bench. So the chances of the Dallas Mavericks making the playoffs, I thought, were very slim. Now, you're telling me, do we have the full screen 6? Is this the... So this is the standings, and currently, I know that's very hard to read, but Jimmy, you can read it better. The Mavericks are in I got to read this one.
10th place.
10th.
They're in 10th, and that means they get to play in the play-in game, or only...
Yeah, they're the last play-in game spot.
How far ahead of the Suns are they? How many games back are the Suns?
They're 3 games ahead. Okay,
so I guess it's possible the Suns could catch them now that they're going to shut everybody down. But there's a weird scenario where the Phoenix Suns are terrible. The Mavericks could hold on to the 10 seed.
Lose the play-in game.
And have to embarrassingly roll out a G League team to get their ass whooped in the play-in, just to drive it to the fans even more.
I know, that's exactly how they're going to do it. They're going to give us one rinky-dink playoff play-in game, because it's technically a playoff game. I think you could call a play-in game a playoff game. But if they're going to lose it, it's going to be embarrassing. And is anybody going to hold Nico accountable, or is he actually going to fail upwards, in your opinion, Chris?
Well, also, again, speculation, the rumor is, and he said it. He said in 3 to 4 years, he might not be here.
Yeah.
because Adam Silver promised him a job in the NBA office. He's getting a top 5 spot in the NBA in 3 to 4 years. He had his window to try to win a championship. He clearly had a personal issue with Luka Doncic. It was personal on some deep level, crazy bullshit. And he doesn't care what happens to this fan base. He doesn't care what happens to the Dallas Mavericks. He's going to be some executive in the NBA office in 4 years and be cashing checks. He's a con man. Nico Harrison is a professional con man. And he got Patrick Dumont alone in a room for a year and a half. And you look at Patrick Dumont.
He looks weird.
He looks like somebody that if you were good at talking and you were a con man, you could get him in a room.
Oh, my God, dude, I can convince Patrick Dumont to do anything. Just the way he looks at
He's just looking at Nico Harrison like, yeah, you know what? Luka is the problem. Yeah, we should trade him.
And I don't know enough about Dumont, but you can just look at him, and I'm not a basketball expert, don't get me wrong, and a lot of white guys are, and I think he might be Jewish. I'm saying Jewish guys know basketball. This is not ethnically, I'm not saying just because he's white he doesn't know basketball, but his white ass doesn't know shit about basketball. You just look at him, he just looks like a white guy that didn't even know it's 5 versus 5.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm a white guy that knows something about basketball. Used to play in the church league.
Yeah, I love the church league. I used to play in the church league, too.
I did get banned for life from the Calvary Chapel Church League in Southern California some years back. It was an obvious foul. Like, if you don't blow the whistle there, you're getting F-bombs, whether there's kids. It doesn't matter. If you don't blow the whistle in that spot, I can't control myself. But it was a good league. Your boy used to have a jumper. You know what I mean?
Until the pastor kicked him out. But, that happens. When you're competing, sometimes we're going to say adult words. Now, this is really sad to watch. But in a way, Chris and I know, I hate to admit this, and I'm sure Chris will admit it, I kind of liked watching this. Let's play the clip of the Mavericks fans doing a mass exodus as once Kyrie was taken out of the game. And Anthony Day-to-Day Davis carried him out. They're probably going to the same strip club after the game. But let's play this clip of the fans walking out. So look at this, dude. This looks like a Taylor Swift concert she just wrapped up. You know what I mean? Everybody is literally walking to the parking lot. So what did you hear? You as a season ticket holder, like, this is why I'm frustrated. The Mavs fan base, I didn't hear enough about this. I don't think enough people are mad like you. I don't think enough people are mad like Deborah. Not enough people are mad like myself. Are they going to wake up by taking their kids, spending hundreds of dollars, and have them take their family to the parking lot in the third quarter? Like, will that wake them up, Chris?
Well, I just want to, before I answer that, say that video reminded me of OKC in the second round last year because I went up for all 3 games.
Remember when they left because we were kicking their ass?
Yes, that looks like OKC. That's what I thought the video was. So I don't care if you're in first place. The Thunder could take that L still when we had Luka. But it was, I'm telling you, I've seen some crazy things in NBA basketball. I saw Andre Iguodala hit a game winner against the Lakers back in the day at the buzzer.
Andre Iguodala, he's a great player.
When he was on the Sixers against Kobe in Staples Center at the buzzer, and I saw the room deflate. But even that doesn't compare to when Kyrie went down and the room just deflated, and they went down by 20 in the third quarter, and people started leaving. Like, it's sad. It's sad. It's depressing for the Dallas Mavericks fan base.
Well, you know what is really, really sad is that we need to talk about, there's actually a little conspiracy. I'm not sure how much you are into conspiracies. I'm deep. I am deep. But we actually hacked Nico's iCloud. One of my producers is he's actually a tech specialist. He's a guy that we hired, and he was able to hack into Nico's phone. And this is an exclusive. Now, these pictures that I'm about to show you could make us liable for a lawsuit. So we just want to say that these are very real, and I hope that Nico doesn't sue us. But if he does, bring it on, bitch, because we're going to win in court. So this is the first one, full screen number 7. Nico likes to go to Diddy parties. What do you think about that, Chris? I'm not surprised at all.
Oh, not surprised at all. One of the other theories is that Adam Silver or Rob Pelinka has Diddy tapes on Nico. That's the only way the trade makes sense, is if Adam Silver came to Nico Harrison and showed him the Diddy tape and said, trade Luka to the Lakers.
I believe
this doesn't surprise me at all. I knew it.
I believe it. And I hope, they say actually a lot of those tapes got burnt in the wildfires. I hope that's not true. That's why they said they started the fires, to burn the Diddy tape. So I hope that's not true. Now, this next one is getting, whether you're on the right side or the left side of the aisle, this one should really make you mad. And I'm asking, before you show this, can you show me full screen real quick? I'm just asking the Trump administration and Attorney General Pam Bondi if you could please, and I understand that there's people that you need to protect in these files, and you need to omit their names and their victims in there. But we need more transparency when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein release and Ghislaine Maxwell and her connection to the child pedophilia ring that these people were running, that were taking elite people to an island, Little St. James in the Caribbean. And this one, I don't care if you're a conservative, I don't care if you're a liberal, but it looks like we caught our boy Nico on Epstein Island with Ghislaine Maxwell. What do you think about that, Chris?
Again, same thing. They probably have videos of him on Epstein Island with some other people. And it makes sense. If they got him on Epstein Island, that's why he traded Luka, so that he didn't get in trouble.
That's the whole point of having the island, so you can freaking manipulate NBA franchises and change the whole trajectory of not just one city, but this changes the trajectory of Los Angeles. And let's put on our tinfoil hat real quick. We love to wear those. Notice how in Los Angeles they just had a devastating wildfire. Now, I said earlier the conspiracy is that they were trying to burn the Diddy tapes, which I also believe. But I know a lot of people in Los Angeles were really disheartened by this horrible situation. People were displaced. We saw the animals of the deer on fire. Everybody's sad. Everybody's talking about LA. So LA was on life support. The original Pantry Cafe, one of the most famous restaurants in downtown Los Angeles, just shut their doors because they have so many homeless and illegal immigrants coming and causing disturbances that their customers are not enjoying the dining experience. So after over 100 years in business, the original Pantry Cafe is closing. So Los Angeles is hurting so bad. And this was not just an NBA thing. This was Gavin Newsom working with Nico and Rob Pelinka and the NBA in order to not just change the NBA, but to help the entire city of Los Angeles rebuild after the wildfires. What do you think about that, Chris?
Did you just say the Pantry Cafe?
Original Pantry Cafe is closed.
I grew up in Southern California, going to Kobe Shaq games, late 90s, early 2000s. I used to park in the parking lot around the corner from Pantry Cafe, and at 19 years old was drinking, Bud Light in the car.
Smoking some dirt weed, devil's lettuce, good weed.
I used to go eat at the Pantry Cafe, and I just got the news. I didn't know that they're closing. The Pantry Cafe is closing.
Over 100 years in business. They just announced it this week. It's one of the best.
I can't take anymore, Alex. Stop it.
I remember the first time. Well, I went to Los Angeles as a kid, but the first time I went to Los Angeles as an adult, I remember I went to that restaurant with my friend. We stayed up all night, and we went there at 3 in the morning. It was one of the. I still remember that. I got hash browns, eggs.
I can see the hash brown plate in my memory right now. At the Pantry Cafe.
And the prices weren't too bad. Everything in LA is so expensive, the original Pantry Cafe. I mean, it's still a little more expensive than like your normal diner in Dallas, but very reasonable prices for LA. So very sad. But this one, now, we still have to get back on Nico. Like this one, it's not surprising, but it is surprising because what we're about to show his connection with this next world leader, you would have thought, and now it actually kind of makes sense why he did keep Kyrie and didn't trade Kyrie. Nico he's a revisionist, for lack of a better word, and this is a part of World War II that they did not teach us in school. Now, if we can show this picture with Nico with this painter from Austria. So Nico is with an Austrian painter, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what he was most known for.
Wow. Wow. What do you say about that, Chris? That's pretty bad, right?
I mean, there are some atrocities that have been committed on the human race. And what Nico did to Luka Doncic and to Dallas Mavericks fans, I don't know if it's on the same level, but I'm saying it's
he holocausted the Mavericks.
Wow.
He holocausted the Mavericks.
I mean,
there's a lot of correlations, and I'm not trying to lessen what happened with the Holocaust. It was terrible, but as a fan, I mean, it feels like we're a little bit in Auschwitz, Texas right now, and it feels like they just put the team in a damn oven. And I know, and I'm not trying to be funny because it's a horrible situation, but I mean, you look at this picture, and now it's starting to make a lot of sense of why he's okay with all the suffering and pain that he's causing to people, because Hitler did the same thing, and birds of a feather flock together. Now, that really makes me sick to think about that he's friends with some painter from Austria like that.
The Pantry Cafe? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on.
Pantry Cafe. And
oh my gosh.
Now the last one is, I just want to say, on this show, we're very pro-LGBTQ. That's obvious by me being a Dallas Cowboys fan my whole life. Obviously, we have a lot of gay pride. But this one I want to get Chris's reaction before I even show this. Now, in the hack, our producer, he also is a pedophile poacher. He finds pedophiles, so he has an account on Grindr, which he says he only uses to catch people. He doesn't connect with people. But on Jimmy's Grindr account, he connected with 52-year-old Nico Harrison, the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. So did you know that Nico Harrison was on Grindr?
If you just look at him, you can tell.
Does he look gay?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I think he does a little.
Does he, Chris? Does he look gay?
I'll just say it doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised. I should be surprised seeing that picture, and yet somehow I'm not.
See, if he was gay, he would have better hair. He would dress better. I mean, that's
not always true.
Do you want me to read the fine print on
Yeah,
this profile?
can you? Because I can't
It
see.
says, Dallas just fucked the Mavs, ready to get fucked by you, winky face. And then his tagline is Luka, a hoe.
And it says, call me daddy.
Oh, my God.
That's gross, Jimmy. Why are you on Grindr so much, Jimmy?
It's just journalism.
This is pretty good journalism, though, right? Chris, you have to get, this is pretty good journalism, right?
I haven't seen this anywhere else. You guys are dialed in over here. I appreciate all the breaking news.
Yeah. So if you guys are on Grindr, which I know a lot of you perverts are, and you see Nico, make sure to give him a big middle finger from Chris and I. Okay, so, damn, we exposed Nico. Is there anything else we need to expose Nico for, Chris? Did we leave anything out? He was, revisiting, or he's a Holocaust revisionist. He's a pervert on Epstein's Island. He Holocausted the Mavericks. I don't know. I think we actually hit a lot of the important highlights. Would you agree?
I think we did. I don't know what else I can say. I'm so broken up about the Pantry Cafe. It's going to be hard.
I know, dude.
It's going to be hard to move on, but I'll find a way for us to get through the end of the show.
And I know Chris is being real because Chris, and this is not a shot at Chris, I like Chris, but Chris has said he's from Southern California 20 times. He likes Southern California. What brings you to Dallas, if you don't mind me asking, Chris?
Me and my family were looking for a better quality of life.
During the pandemic, did you move?
A little bit after. We've been out here for almost 4 years. And
do you like the quality of life in Texas? Because I
think we found it. I think we found what we were looking for. It's 50 different things that add up to better quality of life. And as much as I miss the weather and wax poetic about the Kobe Shaq days, I'm happy to be here with my wife and my kids. I love you. I love Texas. Thanks for having me.
Well, and we are happy to have you. And we want all Californians to come to Texas and really actually enjoy Texas because, let's be real, though, Texas, and this is how I describe it, and I know you might disagree with me, the reason why California is good, has beautiful weather, some of the most beautiful scenery, like you can just drive with your sunroof down or you're in a convertible, and like everything you look at, you're like, man, this is out of a painting. But in Dallas has a McDonald's 1/2 block from everybody's house. McDonald's is everywhere. Costco is in your living room. Like Costco is actually leasing space in your house. It's the ease of life, right? I mean, Dallas is just so much easier to kind of get around and operate than Los Angeles, wouldn't you say? The ease of life.
Yeah, well, I mean, as much as like the Metroplex is spread out, it's pretty spread out in Southern California as well. But I sure do miss the weather. The Texas weather's been whooping my ass.
And now it's all cold. The weather doesn't even make sense right now in Texas.
Come on.
It's insane. But guys, if you're moving or you're living in California, it's a great state. I think California used to be the best state, but now, sadly, what they've done, Original Pantry Cafes closing, they're catching on fire. I mean,
they got Luka. That's a draw. But I will say, I did hear that we're not accepting any more Californians. So I was on the last boat here, so I don't think California.
No more Californians
anymore.
If you're from California, actually, according to Chris, you are not allowed. Now, all right, we're going to get back into some things, but before we do that, tomorrow I am going to be, I said this earlier, at the University of Texas, at Dallas, in Richardson. It's confusing. I'm going to be debating anybody that wants the smoke. Now, last Thursday, I was at Southern Methodist University. The pride of the ponies, the Pony Express, Primetime 99, Alex Stein was on campus trying to and doing and debating anybody that wanted the smoke. So let's play a little clip of the highlights from last week's debate on campus at SMU. What's a conspiracy? I know you know. Do you agree with Kyrie Irving that the Earth is flat?
He thinks that. What are you doing here today?
I'm debating a bunch of libtarded college kids and trying to wake them up.
Libtarded. I libtarded?
Did you see the girls that post their TikToks where they're like third abortion?
Thoughts on the AI-generated video that he posted?
I thought that video was edited well by artificial intelligence, and that shows you that a lot of these editors out there that are trying to charge me too damn much money to edit my content, I'm about to replace your ass with a robot. I mean, I'm ready for him to put a damn Ritz-Carlton in Gaza. I'm gonna go stay there.
You're gonna go stay in Gaza?
I'm gonna stay at the Trump Tower, Gaza, on the penthouse, in the penthouse, and record a podcast with Tucker Carlson very soon. So that's what I'm doing as soon as it's built.
Good luck getting that famous.
Thank you.
Seriously, have nothing better to do?
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? You want to debate? You're scared. I'm working too, brother. I'm working too, brother. That bald-headed spot on your head, brother, let's debate. Does Rogaine work or not? It doesn't matter how it works. Listen, I don't follow the rules in life. I don't follow the rules of the gold card program, okay? So, listen, we're not here to play by the rules. That's why Trump is awesome. He doesn't play by the rules, and you shouldn't either. Oh, look at that! But if you're 17, I mean, you had sex. His grandfather's in the cartel, probably. Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe.
Look, he says, I don't know. His grandfather was in the cartel. God rest his soul. We love the cartel.
No comments.
Thank you. So you think it's okay to post your abortion on TikTok?
I don't think that's okay.
Good, good. You know why I like this university? We have smart, nice, young women willing to talk about tough subjects. Where are the other big booty Latinas that go to school here? Are there any other?
Probably.
So two big booty Latinas. I mean, there's all due respect. If I'm handing out stuff, wouldn't I want to hand it out to a crowd of people?
I understand.
Welcome to the Tom Homan Experience! Ah! SMU! So that was some highlights from last week at SMU, and actually we were not allowed to be doing that. We did not have permission from the campus. That's why they shut us down. But tomorrow we have full permission. So we got a full camera crew. It is going to be absolutely crazy tomorrow. I want to see you guys all at the University of Texas at Dallas. Please come on out and debate me, and you can go viral too. Now, have you ever been involved in a court case or legal proceeding, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. We don't have to go into any more. I'm not asking for your criminal.
Please, I don't want to.
I'm just saying you have. You understand that the legal system is very intense. That's all I needed to understand. No more. And nothing, we don't need to know anything else. My point is, I am having to go to federal court all next week because I am suing Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins for removing me unjustly from the county commissioner's court. And that's right. This lawsuit was filed 3 years ago. Actually, it's technically 2 years and 11 months ago, I believe. But we are finally going to court. That's right, next Monday. So in the courtroom, there's no recording, there's no video, no audio. So I'm going to have Jimmy doing, his best play-by-play journalism. I mean, he did get Nico's grinder, so I think he'll be okay with this. So this is going to be a big case. We only have a few minutes left in the show, but I want to play the video of the original meeting that I got booted from that caused this court case to get in motion. So let's play that.
2 seconds. When are you going to protect straight men from injustices, sir? When are you going to destruct straight men?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but your time is up.
See how they kicked her out all nice? She spoke over time. They didn't.
Our last speaker is Mr. Alex Stein.
Okay, cool. How you doing, Judge? My name's Alex Stein. They call me Primetime 99 Alex Stein. And I'm a Blaze TV contributor. And so I'm just, the handout here I have today, I see you got me filming. This is a D Magazine article about Clay Jenkins, and it says, in college at Baylor, Jenkins continued to distinguish himself dubiously. He was arrested twice, once for reckless driving after he led Baylor security and Waco police on a car chase he'd planned, and a second time for criminal trespassing in a woman's dorm room during a panty raid. Strangely enough, he was never arrested for his role as a famous Baylor pie man, a hitman for a student-organized ring that offered to throw pies in people's faces, professors, ex-boyfriends.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
You're not allowed to admonish members of this court.
Yeah, and I'm just asking. I would like to get some clarification.
No,
on
no,
here it says,
no, no.
yeah, no, but
Excuse
what
me.
I'm saying, this is talking about a
Excuse
panty
me.
raid.
You
No,
are
no,
not.
I'm not admonishing.
You're not allowed to attack members of this court.
I'm not attacking him.
Yes, you are.
I'm asking a simple
no,
question.
no, what's your
I'm
question?
asking what
is your question?
What was the panty raid about? My question is.
Okay, well, you're attacking
I'm not allowed
members
to
of
ask about his
You're
criminal
finished.
record?
You're finished.
I'm not
You're
allowed to
finished.
ask about his
Yeah,
criminal
Marshall,
record?
moving on.
I'm not allowed to ask
You're
about his
out.
criminal.
You're
He's
finished.
a panty raider. He's
You're
a
finished.
pervert.
You're finished. Okay. Yeah, anybody? I don't think he's the last speaker. You know, let me tell you something. Members of this court, you know, I mean, attacking us, that's beyond the pale. All right, so that concludes our public speakers for today.
So, well, thank you for the clapping. Now, what's unusual about that is, so a county commissioner's court is actually a little different than a city council meeting. Like, they actually do have a little, I guess they consider it more of a court, so it is a little different. But the problem that they have with this in the court case, and the reason why we actually filed lawsuit against them, according to their own rules of procedure, the presiding officer, the head person in charge, that is the county judge. That is Clay Jenkins. Now, he is allowed to eject somebody without holding a vote. But now if a commissioner, not the presiding officer, wants to make somebody stop speaking and leave the dais or the podium or leave the meeting, according to their bylaws, according to the commissioner court's bylaws, they have to hold a vote. That's right. So in his jurisdiction, John Wiley Price definitely could have said, listen, I don't want him to speak. I want him removed. But what they should have said is, okay, let's hold a vote. I'm sure they would have voted me and, kicked me out. Then I wouldn't have a court case. But because they didn't follow their own procedures in this instance, now we're going to federal court. So I'm going to be busy all week. We only have a few minutes. What do you think? Do you think I'm going to win my court case? Do you think I'm going to lose my court case? What do you think, Chris?
Well, that video reminds me a lot of me getting kicked out of the Dallas Mavericks game. I've been trying to find a lawyer, but I've been calling lawyers.
I got a good one.
I've been calling lawyers on Google and saying, hey, I want to sue Mark Cuban, the Dallas Mavericks, the NBA, Dallas PD, and American Airlines. And people think I'm an ambulance chaser, and they hang up on me. And I can't get anybody to give me a consultation.
I got a great Jewish attorney. Just don't tell him you're fans of Kyrie, and he'll give you a good deal. No, I got a guy that will probably help you sue the Mavericks. John Gross. He's my attorney. He's a great attorney. He's actually just an overall badass, and we are going to court against Clay Jenkins. And that guy and the black guy, John Wiley Price and Clay Jenkins, will both be on the stand. We're both going to be cross-examining them. It's going to be a very intense court case. And a lot of people are like, you're suing a county judge. Who is a county judge? Oh, a judge. No, this is more than just a judge. The county judge is basically the mayor of the county. So he's actually above the mayor. He's in charge of the county, which is a bunch of different cities under his jurisdiction. So he's a very important, powerful person. This court case is going to be actually very important because it could be used in future cases as an example of how to litigate when a person is speaking at a meeting and you kick him out. So we're going to see. Hopefully the jury is sympathetic to me. I know in the court case that they have submitted 6 different videos from past city councils of me wearing a ball gag, me, in Las Vegas, me doing the Fauci ouchie. So we're about to have a jury sit around and have to watch 10 different Alex Stein city council videos. So hopefully they're a fan. If they're not, maybe somehow I can win them over. But guys, be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow night, we got a show with Alex Clark. We talked about some crazy stuff. So there's an unedited version on The Blaze. But tomorrow we're going to be playing the a little sanitized down a little bit just for safety. Now, as we wrap things up, Chris, tell the people, how can they find you and how can they support you before we go?
Okay, you can find me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active, at MVPLuca77. I just started a TikTok, which has been getting some traction, Fire Mark Cuban on TikTok. And then give a shout out to my boys at Serial Killer Productions, CKP, Bo and Brandon, who are doing open mic. I'm doing karaoke at the Hollywood's Poor Shack in Keller and doing comedy open mic. So I appreciate y'all supporting me. Come find me in DFW doing comedy, talking about the Mavs online.
Pri, how can they find you and support you?
I guess just on Twitter at blondeconserve, the #1.
Don't follow her. No guys are allowed to follow her. If you're a guy and you follow her, you will get blocked. I will log into her account and block you. So only women are allowed to follow her. Now, Chris, we wrap things up. I like to do a freestyle, and we will get to that. But, it's the end of the show. Is there anything, you've been going so viral, and I think we've said it all, but how do we this is, and we didn't talk enough about it. We know the Mavericks are probably season ticket prices are going to go down, and this is something we need to speak longer about, even though the show's basically over. How do we get and embarrass the Mavericks back? Like, do you have any idea other than just yelling "Fire Nico"? Like, have you thought of a way where we can really embarrass them?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's just being at the games and trying to do like "Fire Nico" stuff. So I think for me, the rest of the season, because I tried to get a refund for my 7 games I have left this year.
And they didn't do it?
But I just emailed them on Monday. They did it for other people. They said I was too late. So for $1,300, they could have had me not show up to the arena the rest of the year. And they said no. So now I'm going to go the other direction with it, and I'm going to make sure that I get every bit of that $1,300, and then I'm going to make my voice heard at the games. We got the stickers.
Yeah, we got the Fire Nico stickers. We got them right here. They're so good. Everybody needs to go reach out to Chris. We got all kinds of Fire Nico. If you're a Mavs fan, we got a bunch of stickers. So listen, I think we're going to game plan a way to get back at the Mavericks. So be on the lookout for that. And Chris, have you spoken at a city council meeting before?
I have not, but I love your energy. I love what you're doing. And I would be down for the cause.
Okay, we're going to get Chris to sign up and call out the Mavericks. All right, guys, so be on the lookout tomorrow. We got a bunch of great content. We got more protests coming out with Pre. Tomorrow you're going to see this creepy guy creep on my girlfriend, and it gets really insane. So you don't want to miss that. And Fire Nico, the Mavericks. Sorry, Kyrie. We love you, Kyrie. I'm sorry about your knee. It's not your fault. They overworked you. And, guys, fire Nico Harrison. Now, we end the show the same way every time with the freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat. Yo, let's go, Nico, you are a bitch-ass hoe. Nico, you got to go. I got this flow. Now you know Nico is a bitch-ass hoe. He's on Epstein Island. What is he doing? Probably screwing a little bitty boy. He's all on Grinder, looking at his binder. He needs some notes. His decisions are jokes. He sucks at managing the team. And I hope this is a nightmare, not a dream. I'm so sad. I just love the Mavericks. I hate you, Nico. Go follow my boy Chris. Do not follow my girlfriend or else I will block your ass. I love you guys. See you tomorrow night. Peace.